Hey guys, it's Rianne and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a video solely dedicated to spray tanning. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I sort of wish that I had this video to refer to that somebody else could have made. Because when I went to get my first spray tan, I luckily had some friends I was going with who had had spray tans before, and they gave me kind of the rundown, and then we got to the spray tan place and the guy who owned it told us like all of these secrets. So I kind of wanted to compile a video about all of the things that have to do with spray tans, from preparation to during the spray tan to taking care of the spray tan and making it last. First things first, it is not ideal to get your spray tan on the day of your event. It's definitely okay. I've done it before. It's not a big deal. But it is definitely easier to get a spray tan the day before and let it develop while you sleep. The reason why I say that you should get it a day before is because if you get it too dark or if it turns out patchy, you can exfoliate it off and then it won't be such a problem. But if you get it the day of and it turns out patchy or dark, you're kind of, rushing and things like that. And you really want to give it a day to get to its prime tan look. So actually, I just got a spray tan yesterday, so about 24 hours ago, and this is what it looks like at the moment. It's a little bit lighter than I would usually go. I'd usually go a little bit more tan than this, but I was trying a new tan place out, and so yeah, this is what it looks like after a day. So let's start with what you should do before you get a spray tan. I have only had experience with spray tan booths, but this also applies to if you're getting a custom tan by a person standing there spraying you as well. I've never had a custom tan because I think that booths do a really great job and custom tans are significantly and I have done both the Mystic Tan and the Versa tanning system, which are just two different companies that make tanning booths, and I have tried different generations of spray tan of each of those. So the first thing you want to do is exfoliate, and the way you're going to do that is by taking a shower. You want to take a nice steamy warm shower and make sure to exfoliate your entire body. I use a loofah and I really scrub all of my skin. I also use an exfoliating brush on my face, which I use every time I wash my hair, which is about every other day. And you're also going to want to shave your armpits and your legs. The reason why you want to be all exfoliated is because if you're exfoliated, you're a lot less likely to get patchiness, and it will also make your tan last a lot longer if you have fresh skin. If you don't have fresh skin, it'll tan the skin and then it'll slough off later. Ugh, I don't like that word, slough. When you get out of the shower, don't apply any moisturizers or lotion. This is really hard for me to do because I love lotion and I love getting out of the shower and just lathering lotions and moisturizers all over myself. But you don't want to do that if you're going to get a spray tan, and I usually do the shower right before I go to get the spray tan because your skin can kind of feel tight and dry without that moisture. But you want to go into the spray tan with your skin kind of thirsty, so that way it will drink in the spray tan instead of having your skin already moisturized, and then the spray tan will go on and kind of just not really sink in as well. The next tip I have is when you get out of the shower, that day I plan not to do my hair. And the reason for that is because I don't like to have spray tan in my hair, and you could put on, they usually have like a little thing to put over your hair that would go like this, but if you do that, you'll get kind of like a line here, or you put it here, and then you'll have spray tan in your hair. So what I usually do is I just don't do my hair that day. I just let the spray tan go at me. I don't put anything to protect my hair from the spray tan. It doesn't hurt your hair in any way because I'm going to shower the next day anyway, so I'll just do my hair that day. But I just plan for it to be a day where I'm not going to do my hair, not going to do my makeup. I'm just going to chill and like let my tan develop while I'm doing things around the house or catching up on paperwork, etc. My next tip is not to use a barrier cream, which I know could be a little bit controversial, but my first spray tan that I ever got, the guy who owned this spray tan place that is either on Melrose or on one of those like fancy streets in LA. He was like, don't use the barrier cream. The barrier cream can cause a lot of issues with your tan. A lot of people like to put it on the palms of their hands. They like to put it on their elbows. My elbows, I don't think look bad at all. Like, you definitely can't tell that I've had a spray tan. Maybe I'm alone in that, but I don't use the barrier cream. You also don't want to put it on the bottoms of your feet because you could slip around inside the tanning booth, which is not safe. So I just don't use the barrier cream. Some people like to put it on their nails because tan can kind of stain your nails, But what I do instead is just wash my hands when I get out of the tanning booth, which I think works really well, and I don't have to deal with the barrier cream because God forbid you're putting the barrier cream on, you accidentally go like this, you know, and you don't notice it, and then you have like a big white spot or something. It just opens up a lot of opportunities for issues to arise. One thing that you do want to use, however, if they have something to put on your feet, what my favorite ones are like a little piece of cardboard. It's not really cardboard, it's like cardstock, and it's sticky, and you put your foot on it, and then you kind of like walk in. Those are my favorite ones. This new tanning salon I was at didn't have those. They had the kind that kind of go around your foot. So I just placed it down and sort of shuffled in. But you do want to put something on your foot to create a barrier, because if you step into the tanning booth, the bottoms of your feet are going to turn dark, dark, dark brown, and it's gonna be really noticeable. So next I'll tell you guys what I wear to the tanning salon, and actually my sorority sisters always would know when I was getting a tan because I have this one dress that I would usually wear and I called it my tanning dress. And the reason why I would wear it is because it is black, it is cotton, it breathes easily, and it is a long flowing dress that is very loose. You want to wear loose clothing because if your tan isn't 100% dry and you go to put on, like, let's say like if you're putting on a sports bra or something, it could really rub up against the tan. And underneath that flowy dress, I just wear a black bralette, some underwear, and some flip-flops. So when you're choosing your tan, you can usually go with a spray tan that goes on clear and develops, or a spray tan that goes on with a little bit of makeup in it so you can see results right away. I don't like the kind with the makeup, and I actually hadn't had it until yesterday, and I asked for clear, and they gave me the one with the makeup, which I think could have just been a miscommunication. But yeah, I don't like the makeup. The makeup got on my pillow, it got on my clothes that I was wearing. The other thing that's great about the clear tan is you can kind of watch it develop throughout the day, and if they spray on the makeup and you think you're getting too dark, you could wash it off and then find out that you're not as dark as you think underneath. So I would say go with the clear one. So as I said, I've been to several tanning places. I've used Mystic Tan and I've used Versatan. I usually just go with whatever one is least expensive. Every time you go to a tanning place, you want to ask them what positions you're supposed to do inside the booth and practice them before you go in, because if you guys have seen that episode where Ross gets a spray tan in Friends, you don't want to just accidentally turn out with just all tan on one side and then like no tan on the back. It's not a good look. So you just want to make sure you ask the people there. They'll be more than happy to show you all the different ways that you should pose. So when you go into the tanning salon, they will have the booth in a room, and so you'll get your own room to undress and get ready for your tan. So that's another reason why booths can be a little bit more comfortable, especially if you're a more modest person, because you're the only one there and there's not a person spraying you down. It's just you and the booth. So the old tanning booths would just kind of spray you and you had to know when to turn around. So like the first one I used for Mystic Tan was the old ones like that, and that's the one in the Friends episode because it doesn't tell you to turn. But the new booths, I've used a Versa and a Mystic Tan booth that do this. They tell you when to turn around. So they'll be like, oh, stand in position 1, and then it sprays you, and then it dries you, and then you rotate around, tells you what to do. But when you ask the person who works there, if it doesn't tell you what to do, they'll be sure to tell you each thing to do, and you'll be able to know when to turn, etc. Sometimes at a tanning salon, they will have both the kind of booth that talks to you and the kind of booth that doesn't. And I would say if you're a beginner, definitely go into the booth that talks to you, just because it's a lot less stressful. And then after I had done the kind that talked to me, I did the cheaper one that didn't talk to me because I didn't need the talking so much. But yeah, I would definitely say if it's something you're stressed about, especially, go for the one that talks to you. So once you're done with your tan, you kind of want to exit the booth pretty quickly because some of them self-clean right after you're done tanning. Some of them don't, but you just don't really want to be in there when it starts to clean itself. So once you get out, if there's a sink, wash your hands, or if there's a baby wipe, which is usually what's in the room, you'll want to take that baby wipe and get your palms free of any kind of tan. You might also want to get in this region because the tan can kind of like collect in these, like, not wrinkles, but just like this area of your hand. And then you might also want to get between the fingers. But yesterday I just went like this and I was cool. Like there's not a big tan issue. Once you're done, you'll probably want to wait about 1 to 2 minutes to let your body fully dry, and then redress. When you're redressing, try not to pull your clothes across your skin. It likely won't mess up your tan if you do it, but you just don't want to create an opportunity where it could, so just kind of lightly put your clothes on and take extra care. During the day after you get your tan, you're going to want to avoid sweating. You don't want to be out in the hot sun or working out when you have a tan developing. I usually like to nap, 1, because I like naps, and 2, because I like to wake up and be magically tan. Like I said before, I like to sleep in my tan, but once the tan reaches your desired level of darkness, that's when you want to wash off the tanning solution, and you'll be left with your beautiful tan skin. Like I said, if you feel like your tan is too dark, you can exfoliate it off, but do be careful because exfoliating is what causes patchiness. So in the days after I get my spray tan, like today, I will, instead of using a loofah, which is what I usually use when I'm not tanning, I just use my hands to sort of use my body wash, just because it's gentler and I don't want to be rough on this skin. Then, to maintain my tan in the days afterwards, I will use the Jergen's Natural Glow lotion, and I'll swap it out for the lotion that I'm using. I love the Jergen's Natural Glow, and another tip is that I think the medium to tan works a lot better than the light to medium, and using that every day will maintain your tan. So those are my tips on spray tanning. I hope you guys enjoyed them, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye, guys! Hey guys, it's Rianne, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you about Influenster, which is a product discovery platform. The website is just chock full of new products, tutorials and tips, and advice on products. So it's like YouTube, but like there's a lot more people contributing